So let's all start standing. The feet are as wide as your hips. Lift all the 10 toes and let's start placing them back down. Is that our classic Mexican wave? And then up and then down, up and down. And as you do this, try to notice where your pelvis is. And we try to always keep that neutrality. So pelvis neutral. And this is also going to lengthen and extend your psoas and the front hip flexors and open the chest. So if you've been sitting also the whole day at work plus running, oh boy, you need this. Let's go. Let's continue. Let's do a few. Feel free to look at your toes. And then after a while, stop looking at your toes. I feel that depending on the times and how tired I am, I lose proprioception and dexterity. So today I'm like struggling, even though I do these several times a week. Let's continue. Let's continue. Nice. Now, let's place all toes down. Really grab the mat, lengthen and tilt all your weight forward. And then we go right and then left, back, left, forward. And here we are training again the toe. And try to, if you notice, have a look at your feet. Try to spread them as much as you can. Let's do a few rotations clockwise. Take your time. And always recheck always the stacking of the body. Let's reverse. And let's come back to the center. Now, we are going to do the heel raises. The legs are as wide as your hips. Spread your toes. Neutral pelvis, lengthen the spine. And we're going to, with control, start lifting slowly your heels. And then you stop here. Bend the knees. Press your sitting bones down, not too much, then hold, inhale, exhale, press again up, exhale, we lower, but don't touch with your heels. We're gonna just lower here and again, bend the knees, keeping a still, like a nice neutral pelvis. Inhale here, exhale, press up, lower again. We do 2 more like this. Here we're working on the ankle stability too, because you have to use your toes. And if you're struggling, the ankles tend to go like wobble, 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 and you feel that so we're trying to, and do the last one. And lower, slowly down, release. Curl the toes under, 1 foot at a time. And then the other. Nice. From here, we're going to do Pilates squat, which is much smaller than your squat, normal squat. I'll demonstrate the first one. So the hands are just resting. And you start by sending your bum, the hips back, and then the knees react. You feel the engagement of the low back muscles and your glutes, and then you press back up. Inhale. Let's do this other one together. Exhaling, sit back. So your torso is reacting to the flexion of the hips. Extension of the hips. We come back up. And again, down and up. Down, up, down, and up. Do 2 more. Try to control that you're not arching on the back. We're trying to still keep a nice lengthened spine, and we're trying to point to the floor with the tailbone. And then from here, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lengthen. Flexing from the hips, lengthen as much as you can. Knees. Release your chest down. And let's just take a moment to find lengthen through the back of the neck. Deep inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to do an exercise that is called elephant walk. So we try to extend the legs as much as we can using the quads. And then we are going to try to lift from the hip and do a step and down. Lift from the hips. So I'm not sure if you can see. So basically you're lifting from the hip up and down. And you're lengthening also the leg. So the moment when the leg is coming up, you try to extend and up, extend and down, and try to kick with the heel. Basically you're driving the extension from the heel. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Release. Now lower your hips and heel toe your feet to a very wide squat. We're going to be doing an exercise that it's a mobility exercise. So from squat, either use your blocks. If you have a block, you just place them in front of you here, or use a cushion or whatever you have. If you don't need a block, it's fine. What we need is either hands to heart center, or it's really good to have them in front of you to counterbalance. Inhaling. Exhale, you're dropping one knee. Actually, let's make it very wide. Drop one knee and back up. Knee down and back up. Let me move to the side so you can see also from the side. And use the breath. Try not to hold the breath. This is really good. Yes. It's horrible, I know. 1 more each side. And down. And then from here, use all your control. You're sitting onto the mat. Nice. From here, let's do another exercise called the 90-90. Place the hands beside your hips. Let me lower a little bit the camera so you can see me better. Hands behind your hips, fingertips pointing towards you, and the knees are as wide as your hips. And then you're dropping the hips one side and pause. And back up and down. Back up, down, up. Let's do a few. And the next time we go to the first side, you try to lift the heel and up. Back, lift the heel. Even if it's a centimeter, it's fine. Up, center. Let's do 1 more each side. Center. And come back to the center. Release the legs. Let's make some circles with your wrists if you're feeling any tension on the wrist. Next, we have some nice things. Let's do butterfly. Soles of the feet together. Pull your heels towards your pubic bone. Grab your toes. Open the knees and open the elbows. And let's do a little bit of pulsations up and down just to release the hip. And we try to stay connected to a steady inhalation and exhalation always, especially when we do this work. And then you send the right elbow down, left elbow down if they touch the shins, and then you press down and release the head. And then you inhale again, send your chest forward and you release again. So we go in increments. Refine the lengthen, get into the deeper range of motion. We renew it with the inhale and then exhale again. This time we hold it for longer. Notice if you're holding any tension on the shoulders. Hold the toes just with your hand, for example, your left hand. The right hand goes onto your thigh, presses down, and you're looking up. Breathing in. And release. Let's do the other side. Left hand, left thigh, press down, inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's release. Bring the knees together. And let's find hands and knees for a nice round of cat and cow. Knees underneath your hips and hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, start arching the spine, start squeezing the shoulder blades, look up. Exhale, mobilize the whole of the spine. Inhale, open and squeeze the shoulder blades up. Exhale, head and pelvis to move together, pressing the mat away with the hands. Let's do one more each way. Exhale, release. Let's come back to the center. From here, we're gonna do a tabletop exercise, but before we go into that, let's do a toe stretch, and we are going to warm up a little bit the wrists as well as twisting. So curl your toes under. I know that it's uncomfortable. See how long you can do it. If it's too much, maybe try to dim it down with maybe a block or a cushion. Otherwise, just stay a little bit and then untuck. If you can, we stay. And let's just do some wrist rotations. Nice. Other side. Open and close then. Extend the hands. Splash the water. Then release the arms in front of you and up. Inhale. Exhale, twist. So your left hand is on top of your right knee and you're opening the twist and looking back. And then release, come back to the center. And exhale, twist other side. And let's come back to the center. And finally, let's come back to tabletop. Tap those toes. I know that it was intense. So let's extend. We start with the right leg. Extend. From here, we're gonna do a nice rocking forward and back. Be careful if you're feeling it into the wrists. Notice, for example, if your elbows are locking, let's try to rotate and engage the muscle of the arm in. And we rock back and forward and back and then forward. Keeping the back of the neck not collapsed. So this is how it looks like when it's collapsed. It's more like this. So we are pressing. And then let's add a pause, contracting the quads, and you're pressing back the heel and you're energizing with your hands. And release up, forward. Let's do one more. Back and contracting the quads. So it's very active here. Contract, contract, quad, quad, quad. Pressing with the heel. Pressing with the heel, inhale, exhale. Now, step your right foot across. So you're stepping on a diagonal. And we are doing the same thing. So this is more a side stretch. So you're feeling it more into the side body. And finally, let's come back to the center. Tuck your toes, lift all the way up into down dog. Lift your right foot, bend the knee. Let's make some nice circles with the hip. Press evenly with your hands and keep a stable shoulder, that it's not swaying left and right. And now let's reverse. Make it a very big circle with your knees. And now look at the top of the mat and you're stepping your right foot into your low lunge. Here we're gonna do a transition. So maybe keep your blocks handy because we're gonna be in low lunge, like this. And then we're gonna press with your hands and come back up. And then forward, we drop down. And here the sensation is onto your hip flexor, your left hip flexor. And up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to change the rhythm. It's going to be 2 and 2. So here, 2 inhales, 2 exhales. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Heel is lifted. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Third inhale. Let's lift up. In and out. In and out. And now release the leg. Let's come back into your low lunge. Untuck the back toes. Push all the way back into kind of a half split. So either stay here or we're sitting all the way. Use the block or a cushion underneath your right glute so that you can find stability and you can stay in this pose. We stay for 5 to 6 breaths. Open the chest. Exhaling. Remember that we always have, maybe we can call it almost like a trifecta. It's like the whole trinity. Engage the calves, hamstrings, and flex your toes. Is always, I feel that I repeat this the most in my classes. And open the chest and release. Here, if you have calf injury, maybe place something underneath or just stay taller. It's gonna be tougher for the left glute. And exhaling, let's prepare. Start pointing the toes, lengthening the leg forward, and let's come into your low lunge. And this time, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and we are doing this beautiful twist towards your right side. So press with your hand, look up, squeeze your shoulders. Exhale, we twist back and we try to send the elbow down as close as you can to the foot. And up. And down. And up. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. From here, we're dropping the knee and we are lifting the back foot. And we're going for some pulsations to stretch the calf. So we're doing a dynamic stretch. So let's go 1, 2. If you want to make it stronger, flex the foot. 3, 4, 5. Hold. And then from here, we are going to go into Skandasana. Lift your back heel. Sorry for the back, but this is the transition that you want to do and you get into Skandasana. So Skandasana, use your blocks, use cushions, try to press back with the heel and try to feel the stretch on the inside of the thigh. Yes, keep breathing. And then finally turn to the front of the mat and step back into your down dog. Inhaling here. Exhale, let's bend one knee. Nice. Breathing in. Extending one leg. And then the other. And then we prepare to do the whole sequence on the other side. So when you're ready, look at the top of the mat. Lift the left foot, bend the knee, and let's do these hip circles. So those knee circles. Draw a big circle with your knee, feeling it into your femur bone. Let's reverse. And let's look at the top of the mat and step into your low lunge. Here, prepare. We're going to be doing that pyramid transition. So from low lunge, down, up, down, and up. So use your blocks and use the breath to transition from one height to the other. Maybe slide your front foot forward more if you're not feeling it into your front hip flexor. Let's continue, and don't forget about lifting the front toes. And let's do one more. And then finally drop the right knee, untuck the right toes, and you're pressing all the way back into your half split. And remember that you can always place a block underneath your left glute. Flex your toes, contract the quad, and release down. Try to open the chest and always use deep inhales and deep exhales. And then let's point to your toes and let's come back forward. Plant the palms, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And from here, we're gonna go for that twist towards your left, opening the arm up, strong hands and strong right quad. Exhale, bring the elbow to your toes. And up. And down. And up. And down. Up. And let's do one more. And finally, let's come back down, drop the back knee, and let's go for that quad stretch. So here, flex your heel or point to the toes. If you flex the heel, of course, it's more intense. And let's go for those pulsations. When you're ready, let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Imagine that you're trying to squeeze something in between your calf and your back of the knee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And finally release. Lift the back heel. I'm gonna do it this side. And you're transitioning your body into your Skandasana. So this side, be careful with the calf on the right. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, press your heel down. And then turn to the front of the mat, step your left foot back, and find again your down dog. This time we're gonna do a still down dog. Bend the knees, press with your hands, extend the arms, and slowly extend the legs if you can. Contract the front of the quads. And exhale, maybe send your chest back more. And then look at the top of the mat, step the right foot forward, left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale here, drop your hips, and we are lifting in chair. Breathe here, and then lift your toes. If it's too much for the shoulders, maybe hands in prayer. But let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Forward fold. Move your weight forward. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back. Let's go for vinyasa. Plank, push chaturanga. Exhaling. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And then look at the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward. And then your back foot goes 60 degrees and move it a little bit to the side. And then place your hands onto the hips. Lift, extend and open your hips. Hands open. We're going to go into triangle pose. So contract your right quad. Maybe don't go as deep for your calf. Maybe you just go here and you place your fingertips to the beginning of the shin, not the knee. For everybody else, try to lengthen as much as you can. And there is this contraction of the, you see my knee now is going in. As soon as you contract, this is the contraction of my quad, the knee goes out. That's what you want. So let's find that contraction, extension, lengthening, and then we're just dropping the hand and opening up. So now we are doing a side stretch, and you should feel it also on the hips that are opening, quads, the inside of your breathe here. One more. Exhale, bring the left hand onto the hip. Look down, bend the front knee, shorten the stand, and let's go again for pyramid. This time the back heel is pressing down, lengthen the chest. Either stay here, or if you want to, place a block underneath your toes to intensify the stretch, or a cushion as well, if you have it. We do the other side together. Intensify your lengthening, exhaling, maybe folding. And this should feel quite intense. I personally feel it, the whole of the back of the leg, all the way to my glutes. Release the head. Keep engaging the back leg. And then inhale, find halfway lift. Remove the block. Frame the foot, step back, and let's do a plank. Squeeze the glutes, look forward. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, press up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And guess what? Finally, here we have the first child pose. Just full on. Breathe. And with your hands, you are trying to press your hands away, pressing and sending the lengthening through the whole of the spine. And then when you're ready, lift up into your down dog. Prepare your block or your cushion. And then we're lifting the left foot up and step it to the front of the mat. Back foot, move a little bit to the side and then step 60 degrees. Extend the front knee. You're opening first, lifting with the hands onto the hips. Then we're opening the hips, finding this kind of opening here with engagement of the thigh. So you're contracting the muscle, contracting the other one to the back, opening the arms. This time, contract the quad, lengthen. Imagine that someone is kicking your hip back, but without changing plane of movement. Avoid going forward. It's just lengthen and then lowering your hand, wherever you have space, and open the chest. And keep pressing with your Hands to find the space into the chest. Look at your top hand and see where it's going. Steady breath. And exhale, look down. And then we are framing the front foot. Pick up the back heel, shorten a little bit the stand, and then drop it back to 45 degrees. Grab your block or your cushion and place it on your toes. Then try to find an engagement with the back foot that is pushing, kicking forward. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, you keep the contraction of the front quad. And as you're bending, releasing. Well done, everyone. And slowly release, lift your chest, remove your block. Let's go for the last vinyasa. Step back plank. Let's go for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And then bend the knees, and we are either stepping or jumping into a seated posture. Extend your legs forward. We're gonna go from Dandasana to Paschimottanasana, that it's your L sits to deep forward stretch. So if you know that you have a lot of space, you can use a block and place it in front of your feet so that when you're lengthening, then you're grabbing maybe the block. Otherwise, you will grab the ankles, calves, so there is no risk of hyperextending. And let's prepare. Notice where your pelvis is. Try to find this neutral tilt where you're almost trying to force an anterior tilt. Open the chest. Inhale, lift the arms up. I don't know if you can see my quads. I'm engaging my quads. It's not relaxed. I'm going active. Lengthen, lengthen. Inhale. Use the exhale to send the chest forward. You're trying to keep the chest is lengthened for as long as you can, and then you release the arms, trying to keep the chest active. Let's renew the engagement of the leg. Renew and then fold. Renew the inhalation. And then exhale. Let's release slowly, slowly. Come back up. Bend the left leg. Place the left leg on the inside of the thigh. Here again, keep maybe the cushion underneath your right knee. And everybody else, go for it. Kick always, kicking up first. Turn your chest. And we are lifting up and then framing the foot or the calves or the knee. Try to find your range. So if you have a calf injury, you're just staying here and more working on sending your chest on top of your thigh. So you're working on trying to really get your belly turning to the side and lengthening. And then your hands are framing your knee and you're trying to work on this back stretch. Everybody else, you're doing this and the lengthening forward and really kicking your foot and engaging. Let's do 3 more breaths. and exhale, slowly come up. Let's switch other leg. Here, remove your cushion, Pasky, and then flex the toes. Let's all turn the belly. You want to have almost your belly button. It's never going to happen, but that's the direction. And then open the chest, flex your toes, flex the ankle, contract your quad, open the chest, inhale, up, exhale. Hold forward. Breathe very deep. Super important at these phases when we work on deep releases to steady inhale and exhale. See if there is any more space. Hello, cat. And nice, slowly release. Extend and then slide your hips forward. And here, my beautiful friends, if you have a strap, let's use a strap. Do you have one? Or a scarf? Or something long? Yeah, or even a resistant band. If you have it, we'll do this. If you don't, then we'll do something else. Perfect. Okay, let's do it then. Find the middle of the strap. We start with the right leg. And we find the reclined posture. So from here, we start with the knee bend. And we are going to first trick the brain. Test how much you can extend the leg. Kick the heel up and pull your leg towards you and see how close you can get it. Then release. And now the game is you're trying to kick down, but you're pulling with your arms up. So it's this opposition that you're doing. Let's do it for 10 seconds. When you're ready, let's go. Kick away and pull with your hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straight away pull it in, and notice the difference. Usually there is maybe a centimeter or two difference. Here is not that you became flexible all of a sudden, we just tricked the brain. And it's just a confusing mechanism of the Golgi tendon and the other nervous receptors. Stay here for 2 more inhales. Exhaling. Keep pulling the strap. Maybe elbows out towards the side. If you're feeling good, extend the left leg. Oh, nice. Active left leg too. And release. Nice. Hold the back of the knee with your hands and then just do these nice releases that will release also the ankle. That's super nice. And then from here, do some ankle rotation, very slow. Other side. Let's do flexing and pointing. Flexing, dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Nice. Bring that knee into the chest. And inhaling. Exhale. Let's go for a quick twist. Drop your right knee towards the left. Look to the right. Deep inhale. Exhale. Let's come back to the center. And let's prepare to do the other side. Find the strap. Let's do the same thing. First, we find our range. So we try to see how much we can go. And then, when you're ready, let's do that game of kicking away and pulling. When you're ready, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put it in. Ooh. I hope you're feeling the difference. Breathe. Keep contracting your quad now, contracting the quad, flexing, send the heel up. Nice, and slowly release. Release the strap. Interlace the fingers behind your thigh, bend the knee, and let's do this nice pulsation. Let the foot be really dangled. There's no tension, no holding on to the ankle. And then let's do some ankle rotations. Very slow. Other side. My ankles are clicking. And then let's do flex and point. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Extend your right leg. Interlace the fingers on top of your left knee and pull the knee into the chest. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go for that nice spine twist. And look towards your left. Breathe deep. And let's come back to the center. Bring both knees into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin. Start coming into a roll up and bring your nose into the knees. And then rocking. We come back up seated. So I want to do an exercise with you. Maybe we'll have to sacrifice Shavasana, but it's a very good exercise because it's toning for the abdomen and is also really good for respiration. And because Marco and Pascal are working on their marathon and their training, this exercise is really good to get more lung capacity and resistance. And also it's really good for abdominal toning. It's called Bastrika Pranayama. It's really weird. It's the one where we inhale and we forcefully exhale. And then we forcefully inhale. We'll do a few rounds. So it's very important to be very comfortable. So if you need to sit on a block, go for it. And really lift the chest, really open, and feel that you can expand your belly. Place your hands on top of your knees, and we start very slow. So it will be almost a 1 second in, 1 second out. And then we'll try to make it faster. If you feel dizzy, take a break. When you're ready, let's do it together. I don't know if you can hear with the microphone, I hope. Okay, so forcefully inhale. Sorry, let's start with just a normal inhale. Forcefully exhale, just with the nostril, and then forcefully inhale. Release. Natural inhale, natural exhale. Let's take a small break and then we'll do it again a little bit faster. And you'll see that you have to really use your diaphragm muscles to really squeeze the air in and out, and your abdomen is going in and out. And then there is also Kapalabhati, but for today we'll do Bastrika. And then you guys, especially in the morning, is beautiful also to wake you up and make you feel more energetic if you just do these 1 minute, for example, or 3 rounds of 20. Let's go again. Together, inhale, and forcefully exhale, and forcefully inhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale naturally. I hope you're feeling good. There is like an increment of oxygen and also of CO2. I will send you some articles to read because it's quite interesting. Let's do the last round a little bit faster. Be careful if you're feeling dizzy, especially if it's the first time that you practice it, it might feel a bit whoa. Take deep inhale, natural. Deep exhale, natural. Let's begin and we pick up the pace. Let's go. Deep inhale, natural. Exhale, natural. Let's practice as a test. We've never done it together. Pilates is a little bit different, but there is a subtle difference, but quite important. We are just forcefully exhaling, not inhaling. The inhale happens by survival instinct. So imagine that you are just squeezing your belly out and you're not really thinking about the inhale. So let's just do maybe a 20-second round and see if you can find it. At one point, if you don't think about it, it just happens. So let's try. Just think about exhaling, always with the nose. Let's go. Release. Inhale. Give me just a thumbs up if you had a glimpse and you saw how it feels. What so and so?
Suffocation.
Suffocation. It's actually good for your running because it increases your resistance to CO2. But we are going to practice it again. Maybe let's do one more round now, and next week, if you are around, we'll do it again. But at one point, it just clicks. But yeah, suffocation is the perfect way to call it. Let's do one more round, and then we'll swift into more grounding pranayama, and then we close, okay? Let's go. Deep inhale. Let's begin just from the nose. Release. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Take an extra sip of air. A little bit more. And then tuck the chin. And then squeeze your Uddiyana Bandha, so your middle core muscle. Squeeze your Muladhara. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold. Then release the bandhas. Exhale. Let's do a 9 seconds inhale, 9 seconds hold, 9 seconds exhale. I'll be counting very slow. Stay within, close your eyes. And let's begin very slow. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale naturally. Exhale naturally. Let's just do 30 seconds silence to observe the body and the mind, any energy shift, and also to set the energy for the week. Just try to observe the whole body and the breath. And let's bring the hands to Namaskar Mudra, into your prayer. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head towards your prayer. Grab your hands together and place your hands on top of your face, tapping the eyelids. Then move your hands away, open your eyes, and this is the end of the practice.